सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। अखण्डं सच्चिदानन्दम् अवाङ्मनसगोचरम् आत्मानमखिलाधारम् आश्रये भीष्टसिद्धये अर्थतोऽप्यद्वयानन्दान् अतीतद्वैतभानतः गुरूणाराध्य वेदान्त सारं भक्ष्ये यथामति। In the first chapter, Anubandha Nirupanam, second chapter, Adhyaropasya Samanyena Nirupanam, Tatpadarthe Aropasya Nirupanam, then third chapter, Adhyasasya or Adhyaropasya Visheshena Nirupanam or Tvam Padarthe Adhyasasya or Adhyaropasya Nirupanam. So Adhyaropa and Apavada both were completed in the second and third chapter. Adhyaropa, two types of Adhyaropa were completed in the second and third chapter. Now the fourth chapter starts with the topic of Apavada. And Apavada of anything is seeing that thing to be Adhisthana Matram, Vastu Matram. Seeing snake as the rope alone is the negation of snake. Seeing the pots as the clay alone is called the negation of pots. Similarly, seeing the entire universe, prapancha, or threefold world, Ajnanadi Rupa Prapancha, as Brahman alone, that is called negation of prapancha. And by this Adhyaropa and Apavada, this non-dual reality, Shuddha Chaitanyam, is revealed. Because by Adhyaropa, Karana Prapancha, this Sukshma Prapancha, Sthula Prapancha at Samashti level, and Karana Sharira, Sukshma Sharira and Sthula Sharira at Vyashti level, both of them are negated. That Sambandha with the Chaitanyam are negated. Then what remains? Shuddha Chaitanyam. So Adhyaropapavadabhyam Shuddha Chaitanyam is arrived at. Pure consciousness, otherwise called Brahman, is arrived at. And how Apavada happens, that was described. It happens, it can be done in a staged manner. So first Sthula is resolved, Sthula Prapancha, Sthula Sharira, resolved into Sthula Mahabhutas. Sthula Mahabhutas along with this Sukshma Bhautika resolved into Sukshma Mahabhutas. Sukshma Mahabhutas resolved into Ajnanopahita Chaitanyam. Ajnanopahita Chaitanyam is resolved into Shuddha Chaitanyam. Only thing that when we are resolving Ajnanopahita Chaitanyam to Shuddha Chaitanyam, that resolution is slightly different. There, from the Sthula Mahabhutas to Sukshma Mahabhutas, there is Parinami Karya Karana Bhava can be seen. Whereas there, only Adhisthana Adhyaropa alone is seen. Our main Vivaksha is of Adhisthana Adhyaropa alone. But over and above, this conventional Karya Karana Bhava also can be seen. But when it comes to Ajnanopahita Chaitanyam being resolved into Shuddha Chaitanyam, Karya Karana Bhava is not there. So last resolution is not the merger of the effect into the cause. Is it clear? Unlike the earlier mergers, Sthula Prapancha merging into Sthula Mahabhutas merging into Sukshma Mahabhutas merging into Ajnanam or Ajnanupahita Chaitanyam, then Karyam merging into Karanam. But here, at the last stage, it is not Karanam merging into, Karyam merging into Karanam. Why?
Because Upahita Chaitanyam is not the Karyam.
Ajnana or Ajnana Upahita Chaitanyam is not the Karyam of Shuddha Chaitanya. Because Ajnanam is Anadi. And therefore, we cannot say that Karyam, Ajnanam. Many people think like that. What? Maya is born of Brahman. Because we keep on saying, no, everything is born of Brahman. So, this world is born of Brahma, Sthula Mahabhuta is born of Brahman, Sukshma Mahabhuta, everything. Then they said everything is that, so Maya also. So many people think that Maya is born of Brahman. Maya is not born of Brahman because Maya is not born. Then what is the relationship between them? Maya is Aropita and Brahman is Adhisthana. And to have this, what you call uniformity, every stage we say the same thing. Because Karya Karana can be presented in the form of Adhyaropa Apavad also. In the sense of Adhyaropita Adhisthana also. But Adhyaropita Adhishthanam alone Sambandha is that cannot be presented as Karya Karana every time. Is it clear? So we are matching the relationship of the Sthula Sukshma Mahabhutas with the Sambandha between the Maya and Brahman. Because reverse is not possible. We cannot say so in the earlier stages Karya Karana is that, so here also we say Karya Karana. Not possible. But at the last stage, Adhyaropa Adhisthana Sambandha is there. That can be said with reference to the other ones also. Is it clear? Therefore, the merger is slightly different. This is just a technical point. What we saying that Apavada we are doing means what? We are negating the Aropita, which is Karyam in the first three stages, into the Karanam or Adhisthana. Merger of or negation of the Adhyaropita into Adhishthanam is called Apavada. Alright. And by this Apavada, what is finally remains? Turiyam Brahma Matram Bhavati. Ajnanopahita Chaitanyam, in which everything is resolved, that remains as Turiyam Brahma Matram. So that is the culmination of this Apavada Prakriya. Turiyam Avasthatraya Sakshi Bhutam Turiyam Anupahita Chaitanya Rupam Brahma Matram Bhavati. Kim? This Ajnanopahita Chaitanyam. Ajnanopahita Chaitanyam Ishvaradikam remains as Brahma. Alright. Now, in the next sentence, Acharya, the author, is connecting this Adhyaropapavada with Mahavakya Vichara. So he is slowly gliding from one topic to the other. If you see, from the first topic to the second topic, how did he come? The first chapter to the second chapter. What was the gliding point? Gliding point was that to the qualified person, Guru is teaching through Adhyaropapavada Nyaya. We want a, what is called this point, bouncing point, what they call it, the jump, the jumping point. So from Adhyaropapavada we enter into this Adhyaropapavada Prakriya. And this, once the Adhyaropapavada came, then very big topic came. So two chapters were spent for Adhyaropa. And the fourth chapter, Apavada, was presented. Now he enters into Mahavakya Vichara. And how he does? He says, Abhyam Adhyaropapavadabhyam Tattvam Padartha Shodhanamapi Bhavati Siddham Bhavati. And what is the meaning of this sentence? by this adhyaropa and apavada, by this cognitive adhyaropa and apavada, tattvam padartha shodhanam, the filtering, or in a wider sense, the analysis of tat padartha and tvam padartha also is established. Really, shodhanam means filtering. Filtering means what? Arriving at the lakshyartha. So, tattvam padartha shodhanam means what? Arriving, the cognitive process or cognitive exercise of arriving at the implied meaning of the word tat and tvam. That is called tattvam padartha shodhana. But that will start with what? Vachyartha. You arrive at first, when you want to filter, you have to put the gross thing first, then only subtle will come out. So it starts with tattvam padartha shodhanam, starts with the presentation of tattvam pada vachyartha and culminates into arriving at the lakshyartha of tattvam pada. And that whole process can be called tattvam padartha shodhanam. And here the Acharya says that by adhyaropapavada prakriya, even tattvam padartha shodhanam api bhavati. How? When we are doing adhyaropa, that time what happens? Adhyaropa, at adhyaropa samashti level, there is karana prapancha, there is sukshma prapancha and sthula prapancha. Connected with chaitanyam, what do we get? Tat pada vachyartha. At adhyaropa stage, there is superimposition of karana prapancha, sukshma prapancha and sthula prapancha at samashti level. So, adhyaropa at samashti level is in the form of adhyaropa of samashti, karana prapancha, the sukshma prapancha and sthula prapancha. And chaitanyam associated with these three is what? Tat pada vachyartha. So you can now connect with adhyaropa apavada. And adhyaropa at vyashti level is in the form of adhyaropa of shariratrayam, sthula sharira, karana sharira, sukshma sharira, sthula sharira. And these three associated with, assumed to be associated with chaitanyam, what do we get? The tvam pada vachyartha. So at adhyaropa stage, at samashti level, we get tat pada vachyartha, and adhyaropa at vyashti level, we get tvam pada vachyartha. Clear? Adhyaropa. And when we do apavada, negation, so negation at samashti level is in the form of resolution or negation of karana prapancha, sukshma prapancha and sthula prapancha. And when karana, sukshma and sthula prapancha are negated, then their sambandha with chaitanyam also will be negated. When they themselves are not there, how can there be sambandha? So, when the apavada at samashti level is done, then it will be apavada in the form of prapancha traya. And when prapancha traya, karana prapancha, sukshma prapancha, sthula prapancha, when prapancha trayam is negated, then what remains? Shuddha chaitanyam. In other words, Paramatma, which is the vachyartha of the tat padartha, when the apavada at samashti level takes place, what happens? Paramatma remains only as Atma. Samashti upahita chaitanyam remains as what? Shuddha chaitanyam. And the Shuddha chaitanyam or Atma, Shuddha Atma is what? Tat pada lakshyartha. So apavada at samashti level helps us to attain tat pada lakshyartha. And apavada at vyashti level will be in the form of the negation of shariratrayam. And when shariratrayam is negated, shariratraya sambandha with chaitanyam is negated. So what do we get? Anupahita chaitanyam, shuddha chaitanyam, which is tvam pada lakshyartha. And that is how abhyam adhyaropapavadabhyam tattvam padartha shodhanamapi bhavati. In fact, he has done that. If you see, every time he used to do, he says that Sukshma Sharira Upahita Chaitanyam, and then he will say Anupahita Chaitanyam is Lakshyartha. He, while doing Adhyaropapavada also he had mentioned. And that time he had said that we should not get lost in this, and therefore main thing is Mahavakyartha, and therefore he had connected with this. Alright. So, Adhyaropapavadabhyam Tattvam Padartha Shodhanam api bhavati. Shodhanam api bhavati means arriving at the Lakshyartha of both the words also happens. And the significance of Tattvam Padartha Shodhanam is that when Tattvam Padartha Shodhanam, the analysis of Tat Padartha and Tvam Padartha arriving at their implied meaning is necessary for arriving at the Mahavakyartha. Why? Because Vakyartha Gnane Padartha Gnanam Karanam or Karanam. Is it clear? To know the meaning of the Mahavakya, the knowledge of the meaning of the Pada is important. So, Padartha Gnanam Vakyartha Gnane Karanam Bhavati. Karanam Bhavati. Karanam is asadharana karanam karanam. Specific cause, the decisive cause is called karanam. Asadharana karanam karanam. In Nyaya they give this language, this definition. Okay. And therefore, Padartha Vichara is important for Vakyartha Gnanam. So by Padartha Vichara we will get what? Padartha Gnanam. And by Padartha Gnanam we will be able, with the help of Padartha Gnanam, we will be able to arrive at Vakyartha Gnanam. And that Vakyartha Gnanam, Akhandartha Gnanam, Aikya Gnanam is the means for moksha. Therefore, Padartha Gnanam is important. And therefore, as an introduction to, or as this preface to the Mahavakyartha Nirupanam, the Padartha Gnanam is given in the next paragraph. As a prelude to the Mahavakyartha, the Vakyartha, the Padartha Gnanam is given. Okay. And he says, what are the Bachyartha and Lakshyartha of this Tat and Tvam? He said, Tatha he explained. Agnanadi samashtihi etadupahitam sarvagdatvadi vishishtam chaitanyam. Etadanupahitam etat. So, Agnanadi Upadi, Samashti Upadi, and Agnanadi Samashti means Agnanadi Samashti Upadi, and Etadupahitam Chaitanyam. So, Etad Pratibimbitam Chaitanyam. So, Etad refers to Upadi. Agnanadi Samashti Upadi Upahitam Pratibimbita Chaitanyam. So, Agnanadi Samashti is the Upadi reflecting medium, and Agnanadi Upadi Upahita Chaitanyam, this Samashti Chit Pratibimba, we can say Samashti Chidabhasa, and this Samashti Chidabhasa or Samashti Chit Pratibimba is Sarvagnatvadi Vishishta. Whenever reflection happens, some modification, some change happens. See, when your face is reflected, you know that the direction is reversed. Even letters, you know that we will see ulta. So whenever reflection, some change happens. So here at Samashti level, some change happens. What is the change? Natrutva Rahita Chaitanyam, when reflected, becomes what? Sarvagna Chaitanyam. Shuddha Chaitanyam is Sarvagna or Alpagna? Neither. We should not say Sarvagna. Shuddha Chaitanyam is neither Sarvagna nor Alpagna. But Shuddha Chaitanyam, when reflected in the Maya Upadi or Prapanchatraya Upadi, then it gets the status of being Sarvagna. A Pratibimbana brings some change. And here change is in the form of Natva Rahita Chaitanyam Sarvagdam Bhavati. सर्वज्ञत्वेन प्रतीयते. Is it clear? So sarvajnatvad visishtam chaitanyam. Second, and etad anupahitam. Etad means what? Ajnanadi anupahitam chaitan. Cha means chaitanyam, you have to understand. Ajnana etad anupahitam chaitanyam cha. Cha means chaitanyam is not there. We have to supply chaitanyam and then cha. So these three parts, reflecting medium, Ajnanadi samashti upadi, and Etadupahitam sarvajnatvadi vishishta chaitanyam means samashti upadi pratibimbita chaitanyam, and third is shuddha chaitanyam. These three together, etatrayam tatpada vachyartha ekatvena avabhasamanam, all these three appearing thought to be one is tatpada vachyartha bhavati, becomes one. They are three different, but taken as one composite entity, then tatpada vachyartha bhavati. Like what? Taptaya pindavat. Iron is different, fire is different. But when iron ball is heated up, red hot it becomes, then we use the expression fireball. Fire is not ball and ball is not fire. But now both of them appear to be one composite entity. And that Taptaya Pindavat, and that composite entity is the example for this Ishvara, Tatpada Vachyartha. So there are two entities in fireball, but appears to be one composite entity. And therefore we say that fireball burnt me. Ball is not fire, fire is not ball, but we use this expression. So that similarly, Samashti, Ajnanadi, Upadi, then Upahita Chaitanyam or Pratibimbita Chaitanyam and Shuddha Chaitanyam, all three put together becomes Tatpada Vachyartha. And why we include Shuddha Chaitanyam? This is Abhasavada description. Because when in Tatpada Vachyartha, when we arrive at the Lakshyartha, then something should be negated, but entire thing should not be negated. If entire thing is negated, then what happens? Shunyavada prasanga. And therefore, Ajnana samashti will be negated. Ajnana upahita chaitanyam or Ajnanadi pratibimbita chaitanyam is negated, but something remains. Otherwise, shunya eva paryavasanam. And therefore, chaitanyam also is kept, Shuddha chaitanyam also is kept as one constituent. Like in Jiva Swarupa also we will see Shuddha chaitanyam is one. So when mithya goes, satyam should be there to hold the fort. To become the meaning of that word, something should be there. Otherwise, shunya will be the meaning of tatpadartha, tatpada and tvampada. Therefore, that adhisthana chaitanyam also is added. And then, etadupadyuparahita adharabhutam anupahitam chaitanyam tatpada lakshyartha bhavati. Etadupadi means Ajnanadi samashti upadi upahita adharabhuta. Etad upadehe and upahitasya adharabhuta. Dvandva samasa. Etad upadihi cha, etad upahitam cha, etad upadyupahite. Tayoho adharabhutam chaitanyam. Consciousness which is anupahitam. Consciousness free from upadi, which is the adhara. Here adhara in the sense of adhisthana. Adhisthana of Ajnanadi samashti and Ajnanadi samashti upahita or samashti pratibimbita chaitanya is tatpada lakshyartha bhavati. So we are going to see later on that here jahada jahad lakshana is there. Therefore from vachyartha some part is dropped, some part is retained. The two are dropped. The Ajnanadi samashti is dropped and Ajnanadi upahita also dropped, and one is retained. Is it clear? So there will be jahada jahal lakshana. Alright. Chaitanyam tatpada lakshyartha bhavati. Similarly, tvampada vachyartha. Ajnanadi vyashti means Ajnanadi sharira, Karana sharira, Sukshma sharira, Sthula sharira. And etadupahita and ajnanadi sharira upahita chaitanyam, which is alpagnatwadi vishishta, the endowed with the small knowing, and etad anupahitam chaitanyam, and the chaitanyam which is not conditioned by any upadhi. All three put together and appearing as one is tvampada vachyartha. And etad upadhi upahita adharabhutam anupahitam pratyaganandam turiyam chaitanyam tvampada lakshartha bhavati. So consciousness which is adharabhutam, adhishthanam of the vyashti shariratraya and vyashti upadhi upahita or vyashti pratibimbita chaitanya, for these two, for both of them, adharabhutam, that which is the adhishthanam of these two, that chaitanyam which is anupahitam, free from upadhi, pratyaganandam, which is the innermost essence and which is ananda swarupa, that turiyam chaitanyam tvampada lakshartha bhavati, is the lakshartha of the tvampada. Turiya chaitanya means avasthatraya sakshi bhutam or avasthatraya sakshitvopalakshitam chaitanyam tvampada lakshartha bhavati. Why do we say upalakshita? Because avasthatraya sakshitvam api vastuta nasti. Tad upalakshita chaitanyam tvampada lakshartha bhavati. Alright. Now, having talked about the padartha, tatpada vachyartha, tatpada lakshyartha, tvampada vachyartha, tvampada lakshyartha, now mahavakyartha varnyate. We had read this, no? Atha? No. Atha mahavakyartha varnyate. Idam tattvamasi vakyam sambandhatrayena akhandarthabodhakam bhavati. Atha, now. Now means what? Padartha bodhananantaram, or padartha jnapananantaram, padartha nirupananantaram. After talking about tatpada, tvampada, vachyartha, lakshyartha, now. And also atha can be taken as a mangala because we are going to talk about mahavakyartha, the meaning of mahavakya, great statement, which is giving mangalam, mangala swarupa mokshaha. Therefore atha, therefore also can be said atha mahavakyartha varnyate is described. This is introduction. He is introducing the topic, next topic. But mahavakyartha is going to be the topic. The meaning of mahavakya. And we have seen mahavakya literally means big sentence. But here bigness is not in terms of volume, size. It's a very small sentence. But content wise, result wise, it is great. Because it is revealing the oneness between Jiva and Ishvara. And it leads to the great result of moksha. Therefore it is called mahavakyartha. Arthataha and falataha mahan or mahat. And therefore it is called mahavakya. Mahavakyasya arthaha varnyate. Padartha nirupananantaram mahavakyartha varnyate. And generally in Tattvabodha and on, you know what is the method of revealing Mahavakya, Vakyartha? They will say that Mahavakya is generally taken as Tattvamasi. And they will say Tvampada Vachyartha is this, Tatpada Vachyartha is this. And Vachyartha if we take, then oneness is not possible. And therefore what? We have to take Lakshyartha. General rule is that the first option or the first thing we should try is Vachyartha. Sati Vachyartha Sambhave Lakshana na Grahya. If Vachyartha is possible, you should not go for Lakshana. You should not go for Lakshyartha or Lakshana. And therefore, first we should take Tvam, you are that Ishvara. Contextually, Tat means Paramatma and Tvam means Jivatma. And so, you Jivatma are Paramatma. That Paramatma you are. If we take the Vachyartha, which we are supposed to take first, we should check first, then there is a contradiction. So we try to take Vachyartha first. Because why we take Vachyartha first? Because Vachyartha means primary meaning. Primary means first. So it should come first. Therefore we take first. If that doesn't work, then we have to take Lakshyartha. And Vachyartha is not possible Virodhat. Kidrisha Virodha? Alpagnatva, Sarvagdatva, Alpashaktimatva, Sarvashaktimatva, Swamitva, it's Dasa Bhava. All this Virodha is there between Tatpada Vachyartha and Tvampada Vachyartha. And therefore what we have to do? We have to do Lakshyartha. We have to take Lakshyartha. And then we say the Lakshyartha of this Tvam is Shuddha Chaitanyam. Lakshyartha of Tat is also Shuddha Chaitanyam. And Shuddha Chaitanyam there is no difference. Therefore they are one. This is how in Tattva Bodha we have taken. So Shuddha Chaitanyam behind the Tvam Pada and Shuddha Chaitanyam behind the Tvam Padartha and Tat Padartha. Shuddha Chaitanyam behind Tat Padartha. Both of them are one and the same. And we give the example. It is standard. What? Ocean and this wave. Wave and ocean. Wave is water, ocean is water. As water, they are one. So this is the method of presenting the Mahavakyartha. But here Vedanta Sarakara, Granthakara, he is not using this method. He is using little technical method, which is used by Naishkarmya Siddhikara, Sureshwaracharya, in his text called Naishkarmya Siddhi. And that particular method of revealing the non-dual reality by Mahavakya is presented from the next sentence. So next sentence, that analysis which is going to happen is introduced. Idam tattvamasi vakyam. We have done already, no? Idam tattvamasi vakyam. This tattvamasi vakya, which is called Mahavakya, Sambandha Trayena, through three types of relationship, Akhandartha Bodhakam Bhavati. Bhavati means becomes Akhandartha Bodhakam, the revealer of indivisible, non-dual reality. This Tattvamasi Vakya, this sentence Tattvamasi, which is called Mahavakya, Bodhakam Bhavati, becomes the revealer of what? Akhandartha. Akhandascha asau arthaha cha akhandartha. Tasya bodhakaha. Revealer of non-dual. Akhanda means khanda rahita. Khanda means bheda. So bheda rahita means non-dual. So this Mahavakya is or becomes the Akhandartha Bodhaka, revealer of this non-dual reality. How? Sambandha Trayena, through three types of relationship. What it means that this Tattvamasi Mahavakya is revealing the oneness in three ways or in three stages through three relationships. Tattvamasi Mahavakya is revealing oneness in three stages with the help of three types of relationship. And all this will be introduced and explained by him. But here at this juncture only this much to be known, that Tattvamasi Mahavakya is revealing the non-dual Chaitanyam or Jiva Ishvara Aikyam through three types of relationships. And these three types of relationship will be introduced in the next. Okay. What are the three types of relationship through which the Mahavakya is revealing the non-dual reality or Jiva Ishvara Aikyam? That is explained in the next sentence. Sambandhatrayam nama
Sambandhatrayam nama
Padayoho samanadhikaranyam
Padayoho samanadhikaranyam
Padarthayoho visheshana visheshya bhavaha
Padarthayoho visheshana visheshya bhavaha
Pratyagatmalakshanayoho
Pratyagatmalakshanayoho
Lakshya bhavaha cha iti.
Lakshya bhavaha cha iti.
Alright. So now three types of relationships are there between three pairs of things, entities. And those three types of relationships which are obtaining, which can be seen when we analyze the Mahavakya, will help us to appreciate oneness. So Tattvamasi Mahavakya will reveal oneness through three types of relationship. But three types of relationship not between the same entities. Like A and B has got relationship number one. They are brother-in-law, brother-in-law, and they have two brother-in-law, and they are got employee-employer, and they are the tennis player, their partner. It's not that two entities are having three relationships. That is not the idea here. Three pairs of entities have got three types of relationship. And each relationship will help us to appreciate the oneness through Tattvamasi Mahavakya. So Tattvamasi Mahavakya reveals oneness in threefold manner through threefold relationships between three pairs of entities. Is it clear? Or among the three pairs of entities. Now, what are those? Sambandh Trayam Nama. Threefold relationship Nama is or means Padayoho Samanadhikaranyam. We are taking for our analysis the Mahavakya Tattvamasi because it is one of the most popular, not one of the most popular sentence in Mahavakyas. Tattvamasi. So in Tattvamasi there are Tattvam Asi. Asi just these Kriyapada. Mainly there are two words, Tat and Tvam. So between the Tat and Tvam words there is a particular relationship. What is the relationship? Samanadhikaranyam. Apposition. So there is Samanadhikaranyam Sambandha, the relationship of apposition between words. So Padayoho Samanadhikaranya Sambandha is the first Sambandha. The relationship between the two words Tat and Tvam, which is in the form of apposition, is the first Sambandha through which the Akhandartha is revealed by Mahavakya. So Mahavakya reveals Akhandartha by the relationship between the two words, the relationship which is in the form of Samanadhikaranyam, apposition. So Samanadhikaranya Rupa Padayoho Samanadhikaranya Rupa Sambandhena Mahavakyam Akhandartha Bodhakam Bhavati. That is the message. Okay? So Padayoho Samanadhikaranya Sambandha. So three types of relationship. So between the words there is Samanadhikaranya. Samanadhikaranya means what? Samanadhikaranasya bhavaha Samanadhikaranya. The status of having the same locus is called Samanadhikaranya. So both the words have the same locus. The locus of the word is the meaning. What a word wants to convey, that meaning is called the locus of the word. So, Shabdaha Arthe Tishtati. The word stays in the meaning as Vachaka or Lakshaka, whatever the case may be. And therefore, when two words are having the same locus, means they have commitment to reveal the same entity, then the sambandha between the pada will be called what? Samanadikaranyam. So here we have to know the technical point that the meaning of the word is presented as adhikaranam. In the grammar, the artha is considered to be the adhikaranam of shabda. Whether it is a vachyartha or lakshyartha, adhikaranam is, the meaning is called adhikarana. So when word A and word B have got the same locus, means both of them are conveying the same meaning, same entity, not same meaning, same entity, then those words are said to have samanadikaranya. And that vakyam can be called samanadikaranya vakya. So the words in a sentence, when they have got the same locus, having same tatparyam, means having the tatparyam to convey the same entity, then the words have got samanadikaranya sambandha, and the sentence having the words in samanadikaranyam will be called samanadikaranya vakya. Okay. Now, of course, here our focus is more on what? Sambandha. Between the words there is samanadikaranya sambandha. In Tattvamasi Mahavakya, the word tat and tvam, both of them have got samanadikaranyam sambandha. Alright. And what is the definition of samanadikaranyam? We have seen. What is the definition?
एकस्मिन् अर्थे तात्पर्यम् तात्पर्यम् समानादि
कयो समानाधिकरण्यम्
पदानां और पदयोः हियर पदयोः
पदानाम् एव सामानाधिकरण्यं पदार्थानां न भवति पदानाम् एव भवति ओके पदयोः पदानां वा ऑलराइट सो द वर्ड्स हैव गॉट सामानाधिकरण्यम Karan, what is the meaning of that in English?
The words which are having the same vibhakti and which have got the different basis for their usage and which have got that commitment in revealing only one entity, then the relationship between those words is called Samanadikaranyam.
Correct. Good. Samanadikaranyam means when the two or more than two words are in the same case and different connotation. Pravrutti nimitta can be said different connotation or different the basis for the usage, and having commitment to reveal the same entity, then the relationship between the two words or more than two words is samanadikaranyam apposition. Okay, this samanadikaranyam. So padayo here tattvamasi mahavakya tat and tvam are in the same vibhakti, and the shabda pravrutti nimit is different. Tat immediately means what? The sarvagnatvadi vishishta chaitanyam. Tvam is different. The alpagnatvadi vishishtam. Shabda pravrutti nimitta is different. Tat means different. Tat tvam is different. And both of them have commitment to reveal one chaitanyam. Therefore, they will have padayo samanadikam. Then this word will have samanadikam. This will be explained later on. Okay. Then padarthayoho visheshana visheshya bhavaha. The relationship between the meanings of the word is visheshana visheshya bhavaha, is in the form of having the status of qualifying and qualified. Visheshana means qualifying word, and qualifying, and visheshya means qualified. So qualifying attribute is called visheshana, or qualifying entity is called visheshana, and qualified is called visheshya. So between the tat padartha and tvam padartha have got this relationship between the tat padartha and tvam padartha is visheshana visheshya bhavaha. Means what? Tvam padartha is the visheshana for tat padartha, and tat padartha also is visheshana for tvam padartha. That type of relationship they have. Mutual visheshana visheshya bhava. Okay? So now the difference between the first and second is what? Their relationship is between the words of the Vakya. Here the relationship is not between the word, relationship between the meanings of the word. Generally people, when they talk about it, word and its meaning, they combine. They will say, the lakshyartha of tat padartha. Lakshyartha of tat padartha you should not say. Lakshyartha of tat pada you have to say. But they say like this. Sometimes by what is called habit it happens. But pada and padartha are different. So second relationship is between the padartha, the meanings of the words. And here in this context, meanings of which word? Tat pada and tvam pada. So the relationship between the meanings of the word tvam and tat is visheshana visheshya bhavaha. The relationship is in the form of being mutual, qualifying and qualified. That is the relationship. And now third one is most interesting, is pratyagatma lakshanayoho lakshya lakshana bhavaha. The relationship between the lakshana, indicator, and pratyagatma, the inner self, Shuddha Chaitanyam, is Lakshya Lakshana Bhava. The relationship is Lakshya Lakshana Bhava, indicator, indicated relationship. Lakshya means indicated, implied, and Lakshana means indicator, implier. So between the Shuddha Chaitanyam and the implier or the indicator is in the form of Lakshya Lakshana Bhava. So Pratyagatma will be what? Lakshya. And Lakshana is a Lakshana, indicator. Alright. So third relationship is between the Lakshana and Pratyagatma. And what type of relationship? Lakshya Lakshana Bhava. Now question would be, Swamiji, but what is Lakshana here? Lakshana is in the form of the Tattvam Pada and Tattvam Padartha. The Padartha and Pada, both of them become Lakshana. So between the Tattvam Pada and Pratyagatma, Lakshya Lakshana Bhava Sambandha is there. And between the Tattvam Padartha and Pratyagatma, the relationship is Lakshya Lakshana Bhava. So atra Lakshanattvena kasya grahanam? Tattvam Padayoho Tattvam Padarthayoho grahanam. So Lakshana Shabdena Tattvam Pade Tattvam Padarthau Uttau. Is it clear? So now relationship Lakshya Lakshana Bhava Sambandha is there between Tattvam Pada and Pratyagatma, and also the relationship between Tattvam Padartha and Pratyagatma. Is it clear? So this third is little complicated. More it will be understood when we see actually. So this particular topic, until we get the complete picture, there will be some vagueness. When we study the whole thing here up to the end, then it will become clear. this 153 when we understand, then it will be clear. So till then some haziness. So what is this? How this? Especially Lakshana Lakshana. Yeah. Lakshana Lakshana Sambandha is like that only. So if it looks little hazy, you have understood well. So because it little hazy till the end. When it end comes, then only it will be clear. Okay. So Pratyagatma Lakshanayoho. And Lakshana Shabda it refers to the Tattvam Pada and Tattva Padartha. Okay. Means why it is so? Because Pratyagatma is going to be implied. And by what it is implied? Pada also are implying and Lakshana also, the Padartha also is implying. But both will be implying in different way. But both of them are implying. Means leading to. Tattvam Pada are leading to Pratyagatma. Therefore Tattvam Pada can be called Lakshana. Lakshana means what? Lakshyate anena iti lakshanam. That by which something is implied is called lakshanam. So similarly, Tattvam Pada are those by which Pratyagatma is implied. Therefore, Tattvam Pada will be called what? Lakshana. Lakshana, not Lakshana. Okay, Lakshana. And Tattvam Padartha also are helping us to go to Pratyagatma. Therefore, Tattvam Padartha also will be called what? Lakshana. Is it clear? So, Tattvam Pada and Tattvam Padartha, both of them are Lakshana and Pratyagatma is Lakshya. Therefore, both of them have the Sambandha of what? Lakshya, Lakshana Sambandha. Is it clear? Okay. This much clarity is enough. Now, further it will become clear when we see each one of them. Now, before going to the explanation of each Sambandha, he is going to explain Samanya, Samanadhikaranyam and Visheshana Visheshya Bhava and how they are indicating oneness. All this will be explained. But before that, he wants to quote the Naishkarmya Siddhikara to show that this topic is not his own creation. This is based on Shishta Purusha Nirupanam. This is presented in the Grantha written by great learned people, Sureshwaracharya, who is the direct disciple of Shankaracharya. And therefore he quotes the Vakya of Naishkarmya Siddhi 3.3, 3rd chapter, 3rd shloka. Okay. Taduktam Samanadhikaranyamcha Visheshana Visheshyata Lakshya Lakshana Sambandha Padartha Pratyagatmanam Iti Taduktam. Tad means that. That means what? This topic is Uktam, is told. Okay. What is told? There are 3 types of Sambandha. Samanadhikaranya Sambandha, Visheshana Visheshyata Sambandha, Lakshya Lakshana Sambandha. But Sambandha between what and what? Pada, Artha, Pratyagatmanam. We have to derive 3 things from this samasa. Padayoho Samanadhikaranyam, Visheshana Visheshyata, Padarthayoho, Arthayoho means Padarthayoho. Is it clear? Padayoho Samanadhikaranyam and Arthayoho means Padarthayoho Visheshana Visheshyata and Padayoho Arthayoho cha Pratyagatmana Lakshya Lakshana Sambandha. Is it clear? Padayoho Arthayoho cha Pratyagatmana or Padabhyam and Padarthabhyam Pratyagatmanaha Lakshya Lakshana Sambandha. Either way you can put it. Is it clear? Both ways? So, Padayoho Samanadhikaranyam, Arthayoho Visheshana Visheshyata and Padabhyam Arthabhyam Pratyagatmanaha Lakshya Lakshana Sambandha. So, this is how relationship is. Iti Uktam. Iti should be connected with Uktam. Naishkarmya Siddhau Uktam. Alright. Now he explains Samanadikaranya Sambandha, giving the example and then showing it in Mahavakya. Samanadikaranya Sambandha tavat यथा सोयम देवदत्तः इति अस्मिन् वाक्ये तत्काल विशिष्ट देवदत्तवाचक सशब्दस्य एतत्काल विशिष्ट देवदत्तवाचकायं शब्दस्य च एकस्मिन् पिण्डे तात्पर्य संबंधः तथा च तत्त्वमसि इति वाक्ये अपि परोक्षत्वादि विशिष्ट चैतन्यवाचक तत्पदस्य अपरोक्षत्वादि विशिष्ट चैतन्यवाचक वाचकत्वं पदस्य च एकस्मिन् चैतन्ये तात्पर्य संबंधः तावत्. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल सामानाधिकरण्य संबंधः. First of all, Samanadikaranya Sambandha Varnyate. We have to understand Varnyate. And to explain that, first example is given. And what is the example? Soyam Devadattaha. This is that Devadatta. Or that Devadatta is this Devadatta. So context here is that Rama and Shyama, these are true friends. They are talking to each other, and some third person comes. And Rama knows this third person, that this person who has come now is Devadatta. He knows him. He recognized, even though he is seeing him after so many years, or whatever, he knows. But this Shyama doesn't know. Rama knows, Shyama doesn't know. Then Rama starts talking to that third person, Devadatta, who has come. Shyama doesn't know this is a Devadatta. And Rama is talking, then there is a way. Means, who is this? That's because they cannot talk like, who is this? Is like out of etiquette. So he understood that he is asking this. Then what Rama will say? You don't know? This is that Devadatta, who was our classmate in college and jumping the walls and going to the movie. All three of us used to go. That Devadatta. This is that Devadatta. Or this is that Devadatta. So this is the context. Now when we say that Devadatta, Sa Shabda, is denoting the Devadatta endowed with the that time and that place. Here Tatkala only, time is presented, but Desha also is there. Tatkala Vishishta Devadatta. And Ayam Devadatta, Ayam is what? Etat Kala Vishishta Devadatta. So what is said? Etat Kala Vishishta, this Devadatta, and Tat Kala Vishishta Devadatta, both of them are one. That is the message. This is not a different person whom we know very well. This is that same Devadatta is this. Even though there is some change in appearance, because they were together some years ago, 25, 30 years. Just 3-4 days back, one person from Gujarati called me, and we knew each other only some 45 years ago we had met. When I was 15 years. And all of a sudden he got some phone number from someone and he called. Then, this Purohita is a Purohita. I said, you were thin, no? I said, I told that. Yes. So, that person and the one who is talking to me are one and the same. So, here the word Saha and word Ayam, both of them are Vachaka of different entities having different meanings. Saha means Tatkala Vishishta and Ayam means Etatkala Vishishta. Apparently there is difference. But both of them have Tatparya means revealing, Ekas means Pinde, one Pinda, Devadatta. So Saha and Ayam, both of them are in the same Vibhakti, even though both of them have different Shabda Pravritti Nimitta, because Saha talks about Tatkala Vishishta Pinda, Ayam talks about this Etatkala Vishishta Pinda, but both of them have Tatparya means revealing one Devadatta. Therefore, both the words have got Samanadi Karanya Sambandha. The word Saha and word Ayam have got Samanadi Karanya Sambandha. This is Drishtanta. And then he will say, similarly in Tattvamasi Mahavakya also, the word Tat and Tvam have got Samanadi Karanyam. And by Samanadi Karanyam, what is suggested? That they have got Ekaspin Arthe Tatparyam. And what is Ekaspin Artha? Chaitanyam. So the word Tat and Tvam, they are in Samanadi Karanyam, therefore they have got Ekaspin Arthe Tatparyam. And Ekaspin Artha Kaha? Chaitanyam. And therefore, the Samanadi Karanya Sambandha between the word Tat and Tvam is indicating what? This Ekartha Bodhak, Akhandartha Bodhakatvam of Mahavakya. So from Sambandha, they are going to the Akhandartha Bodhakatvam. Those details we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.